So hello guys, this is Satyam Tiwari. So in the next, we are going to create a series of video where we'll create an app which will be a sharing platform like Instagram, and the name of the app which I have decided is My Insta. So this part I have already created. This is the starting of the app. So you can just go into my GitHub account and download the basic code. So this will be the starting of the code where we'll start with main run my app, and this will be the starting. So in this video, what we are going to understand is how to connect your Flutter with Firebase, and also how to do the Google sign in. Okay. So this part is the starting of the code, and from here we'll call the home screen. So everything will happen here. Okay. So as you can see the screen, the part which I have created is this. So here what is happening is, first I have already declared that is auth will be false, right? So whenever the app opens, the first thing which runs is this part, widget build, because everything in Flutter is actually a widget, right? So here this part will run. So return is auth is actually like a if statement, right? If is auth is false, then this will be executed. If is auth is true, then this will be executed. Now let's see where this function is. So at initially we have already given variable is auth is false. That means this part will be executed, which is unauth screen. Okay, so here what I have given is, let's see the screen. Okay, so first I have given the scaffold, then the body of the container, then the I have given the box decoration. So you can just by seeing the code you can easily understand all the design which is happening here. So the text is my Insta, and these parts on gesture detector. So what is gesture detector is, you can make any widget clickable. That is the part that is the function of gesture detector. So if I click sign in with Google here, nothing is happening because in on tap I have given nothing. But when I connect it with the Firebase, then I have to give it the functionality, so that whenever I click with sign in with Google, a pop-up will open, and we have to select the email account from where we want to like sign in. Okay, and here we are also adding the image. So first just let's just integrate it with the Firebase. So here you have to open the Firebase console, and then you have to click on like add project. I have already created my Insta. So go to this part will be created. Okay. Now next is, if you there will be an Android part. Okay. So click on Android. Then here type your company name. Now from where you can get your company name is, go to Android, then Gradle. Yeah, so here you can get the company name, which is from app, then source, then build.gradle, and put it here. Then you can give any nickname. I have already done it, so I'm just telling you how to do. Then you have to get the SHA1 certificate. Okay, so if you are using Android Studio, then go to Gradle W, right click, and then open in terminal. So when you yeah, so you have to write Gradle W signing report, and after that press enter. Then it will take some time, and it will give you your SHA1 certificate. So just copy this and paste it here. So after pasting this, it will give you a JSON file which you have to download, and then you have to go to app, and inside the app you have to paste your Google service.json file. Sometimes when you download it, if you have already downloaded some Google service JSON file, it will give you like Google services one, then one will also come. So you have to rename it as Google services.json, then only it will work. So if it is like coming red here, it does not mean any error, so you can just go with it. Okay, so now let's just see how we can do the actual sign in. Yeah, so from so this is the package that we have to first what you have, the project which you have to create it in the Firebase. Go into the Firebase, click on this project, sorry, go to authentication, and then sign in method. Then here you have to enable the Google service to use this service. Okay, Now the package which you have to use is Google sign in package. So go here. So in example, copy this, go to your Android Studio or whatever editor you are using, then in PubSpec you have to paste it here. So either you can give the version, or if you don't want to give the version, it's still okay. And then you have to type pubget, or if you are in VS Code you have to type it and press enter. Okay, so now let's see how the code will work. So what the documentation which they have given, so this is the object which we have to create first. That is very important. So first let's just create the Google sign in object, and you have to import the file also. Okay, so till now if you see the screen, it's like this, right? So if suppose if I give true, then let's see what will happen. It will be like this. So what is happening is, here whenever I am calling this home, so this whole file is running, right? So whenever this build is running, is auth is true now. So instead of build unauth screen, we are actually going with build auth screen. So if you see the widget build auth screen, it just returning you a raised button which has the text like logout, and there is no on pressed like functionality. So the clickable option in logout will also not work. So first, for Google signing, let's just create the object of Google sign in. So yeah, Google sign in equal to Google sign in, right? And next is let's just make it false. So first screen is we have to create login, right? So from where we want the login functionality, wait, let me restart it again. Yeah, so we want the login functionality if we click on sign in with Google. So sign in with Google is here, right? This is my Insta, and we like below this we have on tap, and here we have sign in with Google. So in this functionality, we actually, in this on tap, we actually want it to call a function called login. So whenever we click on this gesture, this button, it should call the function login. Okay. As if we you want to use the shortcut, instead of just writing here, we can write it like this also. Login. Okay. Now we have to create this function. Now what this function will do is, we can see from here, if we have google.sign in somewhere. So if you are creating any project, it's highly recommended to see the documentation and understand the code. That will be good for your further projects, right? So yeah, so here we are actually using google.sign in. So what is the function of this is, whenever you click the button and if this is called, the pop-up where different Gmail account will be there, will be shown on the screen, right? So let's just try it. So Google, this is the object which we have created, sign in. Okay, now we have created the google.sign in, and let's see if something is happening or not. So if I click it, see this part is opening because of this Google sign in. But if I select an account, nothing will happen. It will give an error because I have not given like what should happen next. I have just initiated that card, right? So now let's just see, if I click on this account, what will happen. Let's create that functionality. Okay, so for that you have to create a init state. So here you have to create the init state, but it's not. Yeah. So what this init state will do is whenever you are calling home, right, from here, you're calling this screen, this function will execute definitely. Okay. So you have to make a listener here so that whenever the card is opening and you are clicking on any email, the listener should listen from the account and get the account details from the Google. So how we can do this is Google sign in dot, you have to create a listener on current user changed dot listen. So what it will do is it will take the account, like if you are clicking on an email account, it will take that account here as an object. So yeah, and why it is giving an error, account, then now this part, now you have the account that we are getting from the Google. So whenever you are clicking on an email, you are getting the response in this account. Now let's see what are the things there in this account. So print account. Okay. So let's run it again. So now you have to see this. So whenever I'm clicking sign in with Google, uh, see. So what happened just now is I have already signed in previous time, right? I have restarted it, but I have already signed in. So I that pop-up was not visible. But see, the account detail was we got the account detail, display name Satyam Tiwari, email, all these things we got from the Google sign in because we have added the listener here. Listen. So we are printing the account. So it's in the JSON format that you can extract and you can use it however you want. Okay. So we can create a function for this, handle sign in, and pass the account. Now the next thing which is important here is, suppose if you are getting an error on error, you can write anything like error signing in and what is the error you got. So this error will be returned from the Google. So you don't have to like write anything. So yeah, okay. Yeah, so let's create this function. Yeah, handle sign in and will sign in account. So account will contain the information. So first we have to check if suppose we should not get null in the account. So that we have to check. So if it is not null, it means we got correct response, and you can type user signed in and you can just display the detail of account for just now, right? And after this, so whenever the user have signed in, you can this is auth, right? Is auth is false, but whenever the user has signed in, you have to make it true. So how to change this is auth to false is there is something called set state. So what set state does is it changes the state. So whenever you want to change the state in the program, you have to create set state. So what you can do here is you can make isauth as true. Okay, so whenever the isauth will become true, this thing will run again. So whenever it becomes true, build auth screen will open. Okay, so isauth is now true. Suppose if you get null, so if you get null, then you can write set state. Set state is still false. Isauth is false, and this part is done. Now the thing is, you can check whether it is working or not. So run it again. Go here. So as you can see, it was already signed in. We have clicked it. If we click on logout, see nothing is happening. So let's just give the functionality to logout, right? So here is the raised button of logout. So here we can give it logout. We can create a function as we have created there. So logout, same as this. We have to give sign out. Right? Just run it again. So yeah, so now when you click logout, it will come here. So again, when you click sign in with Google, it is not already signed in because you have logged out. So again, if you have to click on the email from which you want to sign in, and let's just see what you got here. So wait. Yeah, so see here we are printing display name as this user signed in account. From where we are getting this? From here. So whenever the user is selecting a email, he is getting the response here account. The account we have created a function handle sign in account, and here the account part is sent, and after it is sent we are printing user signed in, and we are printing the details which is in the account object. Okay, so let's just now add one more functionality. If suppose we have already like signed in into an we have signed in with an email, then again we don't have to sign in. So that part is also essential. So let's see how it is created in the documentation. Google, so it is here. Google sign in silently. So copy it and paste it here. So yeah. So this part is done. So let's see. So the application has been restarted, and why we already got this? Because init, I told you the init will run first, so it is listening, right? So in previous session we have already signed in, so the signed in account will be sent, and the screen which will be shown to you is the login screen, means uh, already logged in screen. If you click on logout, again you are like in unauth screen. Now if you click in sign it with Google, and if you click on with an email account, again you will be logged in. So this part will work. And using sign in silently, what is happening is, if you are running your app again by closing it, then also it will be signed in. So that is the function of sign in silently. So I hope you understood how to like connect it with Firebase and how the Google sign in works. So in the upcoming videos we'll create more functionalities so that we can create our ultimate app, which is uh, the sharing platform like Instagram. Thank you.